Hello everybody, Death's Advocate here, um, for probably a shorter stream today, Advocate here, but that's alright. Put out a new thread, and I'll be highlighting some of those deaths today. Let's see if I can find one to give an example here. The one I want to start out specifically with, since I've gotten a few questions about it, but I have to hunt it down here. Where is it? Nope. I went ahead and posted the form link in my Twitch feed. Here we go. So, this is one of the relatively newer, well, I mean, I've had it for a while, but I only just now posted it. But basically, we've got, a lot of early game minions, but between Inkling Surge Sphere and Replicant Cycle, as well as Desolator, we do fine on card advantage. We get healing from that, and then so the deck is primarily built around Furor Trochum here. So Furor Trochum plus Metal Tooth is pretty rude, Furor Trochum plus Flying is pretty rude, and just combine that with just good staple cards like Vanishing, Lightbender, Lure, and all that good stuff. And it's just a well-rounded deck that can be very aggressive and sort of just win pretty quick, and it's pretty well teched versus the Bath matchup. Like Lightbender is very good because you can simultaneously get rid of the stun on your general and knock down Bath's attack. It's also good versus walls. AoE is always good, and Chakram can pump things out of plasma range without too much trouble, and Reaper of the Nine Moons also just gives Magmar a lot of trouble in general. Alright, suppose I should go announce on the forums that I am live here. So I'll be hopping into game very shortly here. Actually, I'll just go ahead and start the queue time while I post on the forums. Where'd you go? There we go. Pretty long queue. I mean, it's not that long of a queue time, really. I've just been getting spoiled with the spike in number of players lately, thanks to the expansion. But I suppose the expansion has also been scaring some people off too. But that's alright. I mean, we're not even to a minute yet. That's just about on schedule there. Turn that down a bit. Alright, so up against the new Vet General. You don't see him very much. He's really cool, and he's definitely on my list to play with a bit. But alright, so we don't need the healing this early, we probably don't need the Dispel. What I'm likely going to do is, what I like to do with Replicant is play 2 of his copies and then just replace the third one. Unless I'm trying to save it for a Metal Tooth or something. So what I'm likely going to do here is play 1 Replicant and an Operant, and I don't think I need the Bender this early either. There's a good chance he's not really running Dispel targets. I mean, he may be running Aymara or Obelisks, but probably not. Usually you see more artifacts or sabotage vet. Okay, still don't need this herald. Herald's a decent opening play in a pinch, but for the most part you save it for later. Alright, so I'm going to, because he doesn't take damage on his turn now thanks to that artifact, I'm going to play the operant first and then play the replicant in front of the operant. This way I have the potential for... no, I'm going to do it operant in front so that he'll hopefully kill that and just give me that tiny chance of drawing Mechazor. I don't really bank on, getting Mech out of operant. It's pretty cool when it happens, but I don't count on it. Mostly he's there just because he's the best 2-drop Mech to go along with Metal Tooth here. I mean, obviously if you're going for Mech progression, that's not what you want to be doing. But that's not what this one's going for. This one's just going just enough for Metal Tooth here. Delay for just as... Oh, he conduited me. Cool. Alright, so... yes, I'm going to play the next replicant and replace the final copy and see what I get there. So it's going to deny this globe from him. I suppose I could have moved up and traded face to start getting rid of that, but I wasn't going to break it this turn anyways. Well, I'm in no rush here, so I will... Hey, Doltrak, glad you stopped by. Yeah, I'm in no rush here, so I'll just hang tight with what I got here. I'd rather get the draw off with the Inkling and see what happens here. And I'll probably just break his artifact with a face trade and Desolator. Thunderhorn Lost in the Desert is one of my favorite new vet combos. It's so rude. But with that in mind, so I'd like to whip away the Thunderhorn. But I also really want to break his artifact, but can't have it all. So I'm just going to... Well, before I do that, I'm going to BBS and Inkling Surge. That way, I just see what my options end up being. Alright, so... Guess I'll just take the globe too. Well, no reason for me to take the globe, actually. I'm just gonna keep... We're gonna limit his mobility a bit here. Another one. Alright, but at this point... Well, I guess I could take the... Yeah, no, I guess I'll just take the globe. Inkling. Hey, Philippe, glad you stopped by. Alright, now it's time to get rid of Thunderhorn. Alright. Traded. And hopefully he doesn't have Bone Swarm Lost in the Desert, which is nasty mini combo versus a deck like mine. Ooh, there's my Chakram right on curve. He can't clear out most of that. Although I suppose he might have Astral Phasing too, which would be pretty rough right now. Okay, no Astral Phasing, that's good. And no Repulsor Beast either, is it? Trading in. Another Thunderhorn. So I may... light... No, I really want to just Chakram this turn. I need that more than the Healing Mystic. Alright. Chakram it is. I'm just gonna trade it all in. Well, I made idle lost in the desert. Whatever. Just gonna put some damage on him. Get him to it, because Vet doesn't usually have a lot of healing. Sometimes they'll run the neutral heal, and Aymara's growing in popularity again, but I very likely can just Desolate or spam to victory. Oh, well, I guess I screwed up there. I meant to attack before equipping Chakram, so... Well, fairly major screw up, but not that big a deal. Oh, look, I even got the Mechazor! I mean, it's almost certainly going to get Blood of Air, but that's okay. If he Blood of Airs the Mechazor, that's his entire turn. Oh, yep, there's the Aymara, so I've got a... Yep, so I'll lure the Aymara, Mechazor, BBS. We'll call that a turn here. Alright, this is the last copy of Replicant, so I sort of want to hold on to it to combo with Metal Tooth, so with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and replace this Light Bender. Okay, no Metal Tooth. Let's see, if I play my BBS... a little risky, because... but not that bad. There's only one square that is vulnerable to the Thunderhorn. So... it is a bit concerning. I don't want to get hit by the Thunderhorn. That would suck. But I would very much like to play that. Let's roll the dice. Alright, no bad luck. And then I'm going to place the Mechazor at my back here. Just playing around Lost in the Desert. At this point, I'm trying to find myself a Metal Tooth. He's almost certainly going to get Blood of Air, but that's alright. Find myself that Metal Tooth, that will definitely work over his field. And I've gone through more than half my, well, not quite half, but close to half. Alright, so I'm gonna toss away the Healing Mystic. Still no Metal Tooth, sad. Although that Scarab's annoying. I could just Bender both of those and call that good. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Alright, so Bender. Let's go ahead and hit face with Mechazor. Oh, I have game. Derp. There we go. That I do. I do have a habit of getting a little tunnel vision and focusing on my game plan before doing any type of math on the field. I usually notice it, but I certainly don't mind somebody pointing it out in case I am too distracted to notice it. Alright, so that was the, just the dedicated Chakram deck. Performed well, got lots of Chakram abuse. Well, not a lot, but enough. So, let's move on to the next deck of the day here. So this is my update to my old bottomless Abyss deck, which is a lot of fun. Similar in principle to the one I just played, but instead of going for more of a mid-range plan and like dedicated Chakram abuse, instead we're just packing a bunch of big, heavy minions, all of which are very resilient to the Magmar removal package. Like Solus, as long as you don't play your BBS Attorney comes out, survives every single one of their removals short of natural selection, and with 4 attack, he'll usually dodge that too. Reaper is a common pick to tech against them now. Vorpal Reaver, they're going to have a tough time killing him and his Wraithlings. EMP is less for the Magmar matchup and more for like versus Flawless Vanar and Artifact decks, but it can still definitely do a number on that, especially with Darkfire. 7 mana is right there where it starts to be a finality concern, but you can always ramp them out if you need to. Hero Chakram plus Reaper is already well established, and then also Pure Chakram plus Vorpal Reavers, either his Celerity or his Mass Spawn is really cool. Then, just a bit of extra healing, and the Shroud. Shroud is, it's a classic card, and it's also particularly good against Vath, so I don't really care about the status of my early bodies. They're mostly sacrifice fodder anyways. Alright, so that's the deck. There's a more detailed write-up on it on the forums, but let me hop into the game since I do not have as long today as I usually do. But yeah, Bottomless Abyss was sort of my go-to deck of the Unearthed Prophecy expansion. I won a tournament with it. I took second in the invitational qualifier thing. It doesn't look anything like its old form anymore, just because, they nerfed all of its old favorite tools, the whole Phantasm Rev Tiger package, and then the way that Finality Magmar has warped the meta, it had to do some pretty heavy adapting. But I am very happy with this current meta. Like, it's not just random losses to Mantra and Flawless Luminous. I can play around Magmar's stuff a lot better.
Pile of gloves where the door is scaring me. Keep thinking it's Carjo about to pounce. And I fear for my feet.
Abyssian versus Abyssian.
It's the same color and general size as he is.
Alright, so let's see here. Oh, so we're against Mauve, always fun. Chakram is handy. Okay, well I don't need the EMP this early. I want my opening play. Black Solus is a solid turn 2. Let's see, is there anything in particular I want versus Mauve? Or should I just roll with what I have here? The Chakram is good just because it, that +2 attack kills husks. About out of time. Alright. Yeah, I'll just replace the EMP and probably call that good, but... Okay, yep. Just out of time there. Alright, so I can replace one of those. Next, there isn't anything really in particular I need versus her. Just to curve out, really. Okay, so I have the option of simply dark firing my turn 1 to make sure I get Solace, but especially in this matchup, it's not a high priority. So instead, I'm going to just play the Mystic here to contest the globe. Hope it survives the turn. If it survives the turn, then I can get a globe and play my Black Solace. I'll save my Dark Fire for like a Vorpal or something like that. Devil Dark Fire's a little overkill. Oh, Mind Blade. Fancy. I love Mind Life, but I don't really like artifacts and Mauve in general. She's a bit counterproductive with them. Alright, so, well, I guess I can still play my Black Solace, but that is an exceptionally bad kind of idea with Mind Lake still there. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play the Desolator, just to get her artifact broken here, and then I'm going to position myself to where I am contesting all 3 globes.
My message went through.
Snacks. Snacks are the best.
After send the snack plate.
Oh no! No! Not sure if I'm lagging, or if she's just not doing anything. Oh no, I see her cursor moving. Alright, there's an Asher. A little bit premature on that Nasher. Could have easily waited and picked up a couple Wraithlings with it as well, but she may be a bit more aggro-oriented than I was expecting. Well, we'll see here. So, sort of like to save my BBS for the same turn as Solus. I don't think she's really going to have any ritual banishing targets that I need. More likely a dispel target. Okay. So I could just play the Desolator. No, I don't want to play the Desolator because it will kill my hand here. I mean, it'll burn itself off at the end of turn if it's the only thing I play. Oh, just playing. Well, I think I'll just play the Solus this turn. Now that I know she's running Mind Lathe, I'll play around that a little bit here. So I'll just play the Solus this turn, and it'll either get removed, or I can BBS it up next turn along with something else. there's a request for any of the featured decks today that would like to be played next, I'm happy to oblige, otherwise I'll just sort of randomly go through the list. Oh, there's that Desolator. If he doesn't sacrifice it, I'm gonna get rid of it. Alright, so she cleared the Soulless, but that's fine. It did come at quite a bit of cost for her. Alright, so I know for sure I'm gonna Shroud. I may just Darkfire and Vorpal. But I don't want to waste that either. But she just used her lure, so. Oh. Well, okay, no. Mind Life. Gotta play around Mind Life here. So let's just heal up a bit. Not waste DPS. Limit her mobility here. Because Chakram turn next could be pretty scary. We'll see what happens here. Vorpal's good, but I have to make sure I play it corner covered if I'm going to play it. At this point, I can probably replace the Darkfire, but I may just want to use it to combo with Desolator for extra pings too. We'll see what happens here.
No, I need to wait for the hot water.
Ooh. That was nicely done on her part. That was a good Nasher. And she definitely stopped that Chakram from being as devastating as it could be. But I can still get a lot of good work out of that Chakram. Likely Chakram, DBS, Inkling Surge. Let's start with the Inkling Surge, see what we get, see if we get a better option. I'll take the Reaper over the Vorpal. Desolator spam, never bad, but alright, so yeah, let's stick to the plan. So I'm going to BBS before I move. That way I keep things close to her, but not in the spot where I want to put this Wraithling. And then I can back off after that. At this point I can probably just Desolator spam to victory. Oh, fancy Void Relic. Nice. Don't need the Dark Fire at this point. But I have lethal. And there we go. I really like Reliquarian for Mob. Pretty cool.
Victory.
But yeah, Chakram is just very scary. Alright, so let's see. What's up next? I guess I could play the actual Swarm list. I prefer my more modern, like, mech abomination Swarm list, but I'll play a game with the Hyper Swarm list. Well, let me pull it up first. We have a Brome list, not updated yet. I did a lot of experimenting with him pre-expansion, but I haven't played any Lionar yet since the expansions dropped. So I can link you to my old list, but it's definitely not updated. Give me just a second here. I mean, it's still likely viable as it is, but I mean, yes, I haven't played any Lionar since the expansion, but I certainly have said lists. Oh yeah, I mean, I have a Veil Ascension and Titan example on my old Master Thread, but again, still haven't played any Lionar since the expansion. Alright, let me see if I can find this Swarm list here. Chakra Swarm, I think that's it. Yep, here we are. Just good old Hyper Swarm. So, this deck sports 3, 6, 9, 12 cycles, meaning it's really good at maintaining its hand despite being incredibly low curve. Today is for Abyssian. Today is for my Abyssian thread, and I'm on a bit of a time limit. Maybe we'll do one after I get through all of the decks I want to feature today. Alright, so we've got the cycles. Most importantly, the cycles make getting Soul Grimoire a lot easier. And Grimoire is really important now because there's a lot of AoE in this meta, and Grimoire is a solid counter to that. So between the excessive amount of cycles and Grimoire and Desolator as well, we can survive getting our field wiped a couple times and be okay. And then, of course, Chakram, because it's really good. But these three are kept at 2 ofs because, I needed room, and they're just a little slow for this deck's game plan. But yeah, let's go grab a game with that. I think I have nice, good old Hyper Swarm. It is not. It still struggles a little bit because basically this entire meta is its hard counter, but I have changed it with that in mind, and it performs pretty well.
Abyssian versus Songhai.
Alright, I wonder what Reva's bringing to us today. Alright, Chakram, way too early for Chakram, and Songhai is really good at breaking artifacts, so we can go. And too early for Desolator. So, I'm going to open with the Gloom Chaser, just to get that tiny hope of stealing that mana tile this turn, so I can then play an Inkling Surge. I'm pretty happy with the rest of this, because I don't want to... No, I'll replace the Cryptographer, because you pretty much never want to replace Cycles. Because they replace themselves. Okay, no Ultra Lucky Spawn, but this is fine. He looked like he wanted to steal our cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Rocket. No, you may not have my cheese.
Or my bread.
No kidding. No kidding.
Nice. No cheese.
Thunderbomb.
You swiped me. You don't get cheese.
Alright, still too early for Desolator. Alright, looks like I'm just gonna old school Wraithlings form it up here. I hurl all of her globes. Start cycling. Digging through that deck, finding our win conditions. Developing a field. Ooh, Furiosa. So if I don't get Ghost Lightning this turn, that Furiosa is going to do some work. Easy replace with the backup Replicant. That's true. I love Blood Moon Priestess. It's probably my all-time favorite card, right next to Desolator. But unfortunately, I can't run her anymore. She just dies to everything. She feels a lot more just win more lately. Ooh, double Furiosa, meaning I can clear that fox. Very nice. That's exactly what I was hoping to cycle into. And then I've got the Chakram next turn if he doesn't wipe the field here. Hi, kitty. Yeah, unless he manages... I mean, he's going to have a pretty tough time wiping 3/3s and... Yeah, hello, little kitty. Progenitor? I don't know. I haven't really played Progenitor. It certainly feels like a win more card, but I think you just have to build it in more of a dedicated egg deck, you know, having... Obviously, if you're playing it, you need to be playing more Incur, the artifact. You really have to build around it if you're going to play it. Alright, well, I think we're just going to get a Chakram lethal. Oh, hold on, I'm bad at math, but we'll see here. Alright, let's just play it all. Alright, Chakram. Oh, yep, 5, 10. Okay, yeah, more than enough there. More than enough. Alright, yeah, no, just good old Hyper Swarm. They got a couple new tools that really make it scary, as well as, it's been retooled a little bit, like noticeable changes, no more Blood Priestess. Oh yeah, I love Chakram. It's pretty much at least 2 copies are pretty much automatically in every Lilith deck I make. And I don't really play it in Cass or Mauve, but man, I love it for Lilith. Alright, so that is all of the Lilith decks. So I guess it's time to move on to Cassava. Alright, so here is the first Cassava list. I mean, you still can't go wrong with Priestess and Shadow Dancer. Like, they're phenomenal budget options. Like, because they can still steamroll a game just like they used to. It just, unfortunately, when it comes to higher ranks, where Magmar is everywhere, they just can't quite do the trick anymore, sadly. I love them, though. Alright, so here is my latest Cassava experiment. So, I don't understand why Nethermeld almost never sees play. It's such a good card. So good. And speaking of Nethermeld, Deceptibot and Thunderhorn really, really love Nethermeld. So, yeah. And they also love Demonic Lure. Yes. I miss my Blood Priestess.
No.
She is...
No question.
Anyways, yeah, so just good position manipulation between Cass and Spear. You can typically get creep where you need it. And then the rest of this is just additional, Reaper screws Magmar, Thunderhorn screws Magmar. So, all 3 of our favorite cards here really give Magmar a tough time. Lightbender, just because it's important for this matter. Nicoma, just to give us a little bit of a handfill. Betrayal for those surprise victories and hard counter to Titan Lion-R. A bit of healing. Obviously, the Nightmare Operant Deceptibot package here. I don't quite understand your question, Ben. Why? Oh, like Vorpal Reaver with Nethermeld? Nah, no way. Too slow, not a ramp deck. Vorpal Reaver's great at crossing the field as it is. Nethermeld is soft removal and combo with Deceptibot and Thunderhorn. Because they need the extra mobility, position manipulation. Vorpal doesn't. Also, Vorpal is good versus Magmar, but you really got to play him in a ramp deck. Otherwise, he feels a bit slow. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Vorpal. Like, he makes it in to all of my ramp lists for the most part, but he doesn't fit here. Vorpal just really doesn't even need extra mobility. Not at all. Now, a card I do like having fun with Nethermeld that I built before is the Razor Crag Golem. That's pretty fun with Nethermeld, but it dies to everything. Deceptibot has comfortably replaced his slot.
Versus Abyssian.
Alright. Another Mauve list. I don't need the Herald. Probably don't need the Lure. No, Lure would be nice with Thunderhorn. Yeah, I'll just replace the Herald. Don't like replacing Desolators, but it is a little early for it. Okay, so let's open with the Spear. And contest globes here. Get that turn 2 Vorpal, or turn 2 Thunderhorn, with lots of position manipulation. Of course, it may be a bit early for the Thunderhorn 2, since she doesn't really have a field yet. She might just not. Oh. Oh, she has just the worst hand ever. That's sad. Well, I guess I can just play both now. Man, she's got... Why did you play Mystic there? Can't he clear with Spear? I played Mystic there just to contest globes. If he spends a Spear of Darkness and an auto attack on Mystic, fine by me. That's a bunch of resources from him. I put it there for precisely that reason, so that I could just control the globes there. Oh, did he Darkfire it? Ah, cool. Alright, looks like I'll just do it again. Now it's getting to the point where I want a Desolator or a Nikoma. But I'd take a Mechazor too. I'm fine with that.
Just gonna go for the blue, because by that point, it's no more hot water that I can get.
Okay. Okay, Doltis. Never a bad pick. I've never really liked the Doltis unless you have a lot of buffs in your deck. Like he's a classic Argion pick just because of his BBS, but I don't like him a lot of the time. Alright, so hey, there we go. Nikoma's showing up on time here. Let's see what we draw. I think I'm actually going to trade here. Not a huge difference, really. Two out of 3 chance to... Okay, got the good spawn. Lucky him. Also, yeah, good point, Cracks. Alright. So, yep, at this point I'm going to play the Nikoma. Sort of playing around, whatchamacallit, mob's personal AoE. And Nikoma should top off my hand nicely. Just spending my BBS just so I don't waste it. only Mechazords left in the deck now for Deceptibot. The Nasher, that's what I was trying to say. Didn't play around it very well. Well, that's alright. Alright, so let's go ahead and, well, I could Reaper or I could Deceptibot, but considering what's in the deck right now, let's go for the Deceptibot. And I can whip anything I need to onto my bot. Setting myself up for multiple old Mechazors pulled from that bot. Betrayal's probably not needed for this matchup, but we'll see. Nakoma. And his own Nightmare Operant. We'll replace that Betrayal. I've never been a real fan of the Husk art. I think they look weird. I'm still a little confused why they didn't just use Fiends for her, but I guess they just wanted to give her her own thing. Yeah, but they're neat looking, they're kind of ugly. I mean, they're well drawn, but they are just not really my aesthetic here. Yes, it is on a shadow tile. Thank you for noticing that. I might have missed it. Let's see what... Let's put her under a shadow tile. And we're guaranteed a Mechazor right now, which is pretty rude. Yes. There we go. Pretty rude. I don't think there's much he can do to recover from this. Yeah. I was so far ahead, though. I mean, even if I didn't get a Mechazor off of that, I'd have been fine. But I have game with a fancy play here. Wait, no, yeah, I think so. Hold on. Just have to do some math here. Alright, there we go. Okay, so Put you over here. Put you over here. I love Nether Meld. Oh, well, there we go. Yeah, I just had 17 damage coming at his face there. Well, except that, yeah, the assassin assbot's pretty scary, but at the same time, though, Deceptibot is a very strong counter to Nethermeld, or to Rebuke. It has that perfect 4/5 stat line, which just really gives Magmar a tough time in general. I think so far we have a 100% win rate in Diamond with my latest series here. Okay, no, I lost something. A bunch of those are Magmar matches, too. I've played plenty of games where I survive 2 or 3 finalities and still win. But let's see here. What's up next? Alright, so now we're down to the 2 decks I haven't put in as much testing for. Mostly because I don't like my aggro deck, because I just don't like I mean, I like it. It's a pretty cool deck. I just don't like playing aggro. Let me pull it on. You don't even have it in the client here. Yeah. It's probably buried in there somewhere, but I'll just add it again. It'll cooperate. There we go. There it is. Oh yeah, I can't believe I lost too. I missed lethal like twice in that game. It was really late, and I was playing really bad. So this is just the latest version of aggro casts. Basically, since now that the Phantasm package is gone, we just sort of... Oh, I've got a lot of Fang lists, actually. I'm going to be putting out a thread pretty much dedicated to Twin Fang here in the near future. But, yeah, I have a lot of Fang lists, but we'll talk about that another time. For now, or I'll be putting out a thread for it soon. Let me finish going over. Well, now I've lost everything. Where are you? Okay, well, we're talking about Fang. So here's a deck I'm very fond of. So we've got our Ragnarok combo. Then we've got Quill in here. Replicant, just... So, Kujata Replicant Twin Fangs. Pretty nasty just by itself. Obviously, Quill Beast in here, and the usual Ragnarok Homeostatic Rebuke is a bit crazy with Twin Fang. Catalyst, Rebuke, Twin Fang, crazy. So, also another thing to note about Ragnarok. So, if you use his BBS, Quill Beast procs, hits the field, and then your egg spawns and survives. So it actually it isn't counterproductive here. But yeah, no, we've just got a lot of ways to do crazy explosive Twin Fang plays, or crazy explosive, Egg Morph, Greater Fortitude plays mixed with the mid-range package, homeostatic. We've got Homeostatic Rebuke, Quill Beast, Mecantor for AoE. We've got Eggmorph as combo or removal, Dispel, Lightbender to counter Vath and other problems. Great card advantage. It's very powerful. I have a lot of Fang list. I really like that card, and I have a lot of fun with it. But that'll be another day. There'll be a whole day for Fang in the future. Now I just need to find my aggro list again, so I can talk about it. And just no. I don't even want to talk. I'll just show you guys in game. I wish there was a search function on the deck building side, but there's not. There's one here. Oh, did I just not save the deck? Oh, that's a distinct possibility. Okay, well that would explain why I couldn't find it. Alright. I'll make sure to save it this time. So, right, so we cut out the Phantasm Rush package and just went all in on the Darkseed package with Blazehound, Spelljammer, and Darkseed. And then the new thing we got was Void Talon, who's super cool. And Void Talon has a fun combo with Blood Siren. Blood Siren also combos similarly with Flameblood Warlock and Spectral Blade. And the rest of that is the usual aggro stuff. And I slipped a Betrayal in there because it's another solid way to kill people. Alright. There's just not too much to say about it. It's an aggro list, although it does have a couple neat tricks. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's pretty old school, but with the added benefit of Void Talon, it's really worthwhile now. Okay, unfortunately we're up against Vath, so Blood Siren won't get a lot of use past, like, really early here, but that's okay. We've already got our... So Void Talon will either zone... If Vath is running away from you, you're in good shape. So if Void Talon successfully zones Vath, I'll be happy. Alright, I don't need the Spelljammer and the Blazehound this early. Really don't... Well, pretty happy with most of this, really. I think I'll toss the Spelljammer away for... No, because Spelljammer lives through Rebuke, Blazehound doesn't. So I'll do it the other way around, actually. Alright, I'll just turn one Void Talon. If Vath comes to you, like he tends to do, then I can follow it up with a Blood Siren. No win play for him. Alright, so I'm gonna just take my own globe. Yeah, no, I'm gonna want that. Yeah, no, this hand is just pretty solid. So, we'll either get to successfully zone him, which I guess we'll get another Void Talon out. I'll be natural selection, fine by me. That's his whole turn. So I could... Yeah, no, I need to use the Blood Siren now, because I'm about to lose the opportunity to use it effectively, so... Gotta do it now, and we've got a pretty decent fight. going to replace the Flame Blood at this point, just because I hope to get some use out of this artifact for a while here. All the Void Talons! Predictable Lava Lasher. Let's see what we draw here. Well, that is an option. But I'm a face deck, I really need to be going face. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Void Talon here because you can't really get away from it. And then I can come down here and put on this blade as well. And that looks solid to me. Plasma Storm on just that. That's your entire turn, guy. I'm fine with me. Actually, I'm gonna just play the Spelljammer. Yeah, no, it's a good time for Spelljammer. I really don't care if it dies. Ah, there's that Dark Seed, right on time. Fine by me. Alright, so keep pressing the advantage. I've got a perfect play here. Just clean up that egg. I'm going to replace the Void Talon at this point. And Dark Seed time. Dark Seed for 5, not the best. I could wait, but this is fine. At this point, I need to be looking for Spelljammers and Blazehounds, too. Yeah, but, I have several ways. Ooh, that Sunsteel's a problem. Alright, let's see what I find. Ooh, Grasp, that's something. Unfortunately, my BBS isn't up this turn, though, which is quite unfortunate. I'll save the Grasp here to actually clear the Sunsteel with my power here, so I guess I'll just hang tight on cards for now and clear this field off as much as I can. Well, the finality turn's probably about to come, but that's fine. So, Blood Siren's not going to be doing a whole lot anymore. Okay, so I'm most likely... Alright, so hit that. Grasp that. Clear. Draw a card. Kill this off. Hold out on the Void Pulse since, likely he's just going to finality at some point here, and I want him to waste as much health gain and all that as he can. But no, yeah, aggro is tough. Like finality, which is another reason I actually really like Finality Bath, is because it pushes aggro lists out a bit. When you're playing aggro in solitaire decks, you rarely get to actually play the game. Yeah, those Sunsteals are problematic here. I'm gonna hold off on that Dark Seed. Looks like I'm gonna have to run away here. Just because these Sunsteals are pretty tough on me. Well, pushing damage at this point is hopeless. At this point, there we go. So I'm not out of the game yet here. So, alright, I know this is happening. I know I want to get rid of this. Oh, did I seem to have miscalculated. Oh, yeah, I miscalculated bad there. Bad at math. Well, I guess I'm dead because I should have just whipped the Mecantor, and looks like I'm dead now. Oh well, that's okay. He had the right answers, he had the Sunsteals. It happens, and yeah, like, aggro decks do struggle a bit against Finality Magmar. This is not one I'm saying is... It's still a very competitive deck, and it certainly can beat Finality Magmar, just because you can kill him really quick, but, if he has the natural selections at the right time, it can be tough. But, alright, so let's pull out the creep list, which should be in here somewhere. I may just have to manually add it again so I don't spend forever looking. Yeah, let's just go ahead and copy and paste it in. I really need to clean house on my deck lists. I don't want to. Alright, so here, it's similar to the mid-range cast deck, which I really like a lot. But instead of packing a bunch of healing and utility, we go for just the old school. Well, not old school, it's a little bit different than how Creep's been running for a while now. Basically, yes, I'm still playing Ooze because you play him opening play when Thunderhorn isn't a concern, and you can position your Ooze in a way that Thunderhorn's not going to bother. Deceptibot's way more concerning than Thunderhorn, but again, you pretty much open with Ooze, and then don't play him past the 4-mana point unless you're pretty confident you're not running into Deceptibot. So speaking of Deceptibot, still in here, along with the Operant package, just because the Deceptibot, Thunderhorn, Nethermeld, Operant is sort of core to how I'm making casts now for the most part. And it's really tough on Magmar. So then, alright, so here where we get to is different. We've got Creep Generation, and here's where it gets different. There's no Juggernaut in the deck, because Juggernaut dies to Rebuke, Juggernaut just dies to everything, and Dispel, and it's just a little bit too slow nowadays. So Ghost Azalea serve a similar purpose, but Magmar has a tough time dealing with artifacts, and it is quick when you need it to be. And then we've got Klaxion as more superb Creep Generation, and Provoke is really good against Magmar too, so win-win there. Of course, the one copy of Obliterate, because you gotta. And that's pretty much the deck. It's just Creep mixed in with her fun anti-Magmar position manipulation kit. And I don't think it's quite as strong as... Well, it's not weaker, it's just different. Like, it's a little bit slower paced, so it struggles more against Songhai or Flawless Vanar. And you'll have a tough time getting Shadow Nova, yeah. For Unearthed Prophecy, I was a huge advocate for Shadow Nova, especially because of Nethermeld. Shadow Nova was pretty much forgotten about for a really long time, and then last expansion I sort of did my best to make it popular again, because it killed walls, it killed Dragon Larks, and it gave good Nethermeld targets and really quick creep gen. But now Azurvet's pretty much vanished. Flawless Vanar, the fact that it doesn't kill the walls till the end of the turns is meh. Between Thunderhorn and Deceptibot deal with walls better than Shadow Nova does, and between Clax and going back to Ooze and Crawler, we've got enough creep gen. So last expansion, I really loved Shadow Nova, but now I'm not running it or Juggernaut just because it just doesn't. Neither of them do a whole lot with what you're up against lately. Alright, so we're up against Faye. So let's see. Alright, she's mean to artifacts, but the rest of this is pretty solid. It's a little early for the Desolator, but the deck doesn't have a lot of draw power, so I really don't want to replace it. So I'll open with Ooze and just curve out from there. Oh, never mind. I'll open with Operant. That way I can get my turn to play. Yeah, well, not going to let me get my turn 2 play, but that's fine. I can just clean up here. But I do need to do my best to play around Thunderhorn, which is going to be impossible. So, not going to worry about it. So I think I'm actually going to deny that Globe rather than clear a well, just because the way she positioned there makes me think she's trying to ramp up into something. So let's do that, see what we get. Nethermeld, can't go wrong with. I'm going to reopen that. Oh yeah. Reopen that globe for myself and toss this little dude in here in the middle. See, I understand Enfeeble Charge, but I'd much rather just play Kara with Charge. Just has that built into her kit. Either you're going for like the combo-centric deck with Faye as just chip damage, or you're going more wall focused, and then I really think Kara's your better bet there. Alright, so now I need to separate from Thunder. Well, actually, I'm not at risk of Thunderhorn because that Gravity Well will actually protect me. Meow, hello kitty, hi. Oh. No. Kara's BBS buffs everything you played that turn by +1/+1. So Kara can hang back just as much. So I'm not going to ping that wall because I want my Ooze to attack the wall and not a Thunderhorn he puts down. So instead I'm going to come down here and just deny him this globe. And I'm pretty happy with the rest of this here. Like, if he just backs off and plays defensively, I can Nether Meld in my Deceptibot target. Or win. Yeah, go ahead, kill the operant. I don't mind that one bit. That gives me a 1 in 3 chance to draw Mechazor off of my Deceptibot. The only thing I'll mind is if you kill operant and Deceptibot. That'll make me sad. Deceptibot's a little mean to walls. Is that luminous charge? Alright. I'm feeling that enfeeble turn coming. But I can also just ping and walk out of any enfeeble threats. So I'm going to go ahead and kill off this operant because I want a good chance of drawing Mechazor. And then I'm going to get myself out of range there. Alright, so that's going to kill itself off. Let's go ahead and get it here. No, I suppose I should do this first, just so I don't hit my own thing. Come on. Not a Mechazor, but it's fine. And let's go ahead and just deny this globe from him. He doesn't kill off that Deceptibot. I've got almost a for sure Mechazor right there. Okay. He's just being clever about it. And I've got a pretty solid Azalea turn. Let's go for it. And then I'm gonna... No, I'm happy right where I'm at. Azalea. Oh, that will hurt. And breaking off my Azalea. Playing his own Thunderhorn. However, I can go ahead and do a rude thing. Oh, I do enjoy my Nether Meld. Gotta make sure I don't play into my own his Thunderhorn there. And then I'll go ahead and plop down a Deceptive Bot. Oh, play it. No, I'm gonna play the Thunder. No, because I've got a bunch of Mechasaurus in the deck, so let's clear here and get this right on top of them. We'll call that good. Not doing a whole lot of creep stuff this game, but, you know, the Nethermeld and Azalea was nothing to sneer at. It's almost 3. No. Shower. Yeah, there's that Enfeeble that I was warned about. That means he doesn't have it to go along with his Luminous, so I'll take it. Now I can heal up a bit. So, what's on a creep? Nothing's on a creep, right? Yeah. Yeah, there's an Obliterate. How many do I got here? I got 6. Almost a game. I guess he doesn't have Flawless. Alright, so 6. Just a little short there. It's okay, I can always do that next turn. For now, I can just pretty much get him pretty much dead anyways here. And Obliterate short of him, Concealing Shroud. Obliterate's definitely finishing this game off. Yeah, oh, you didn't even let me use my Obliterate. Sad.
Victory.
Yay, I got a ribbon! Oh, so that is all the decks that I wanted to feature today. They did performed quite well. Almost to S rank, actually. Well, I still got a ways to go, but no rush. So I've got about an hour left to do whatever people would like. Okay, so I heard some. Okay, somebody wanted me to put together a Titan list. Are they still here, and is that still what they want? Alright, well, let's. Okay, alright, Titan. So let's go pull up my old Titan list here and see what we can do to update it. Well, whatever, we'll just start from scratch. Alright, so Titan pairs really well with mechs. Let's just get the old, probably not right. Well, we'll see here. We'll start with our old school mech package. Alright, so now that Mechazor isn't spell immune, we may as well make him spell immune. Bring back old nasty. Alright, so now we need draw. Can't go wrong with Sunwisp. Right, can't do spells, but Titan obviously needs to be in here. Titan. Alright, we need to spell. Or Bender. Maybe both. We'll see here. Bender. Let me go take a look at my old list here. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Can't Aegis Barrier. Sad. That's just my knee-jerk reaction. I wanna make Mechazor spell immune again. Alright. I'm gonna go look at my old list here, just so I'm not working from scratch. Alright, so Voltron, what do we got? Oh right, Scintilla, can't skip that. I don't know. Oh yeah, another thing. Spellsworn is also very good. Although less so in the current meta, but we'll come back to Spellhorn. Let's see. I think Tiger's still probably worth it. I really liked Of course, I added Sunbreaker back in when it was, Azure Vet everywhere. Yeah, Paragon. Paragon's lost a lot of value. Paragon used to be. I mean, here's my old. Titan list here. Yeah. No, that's not working. But Paragon has lost a lot of value. A, Paragon no longer kills Mechazor. B, people are building with Rebuke in mind, and as a side effect, that affects Paragon as well. Now let me put Spellsworn in for now, and we'll take it from there. Alright, so we have lots of mech progression, as well as a little bit of a tribal buff there. With that in mind, I may just want to go full on mech here. No, because we don't really need... No, we want to be able to find Titans, so the added draw power from Replicant will be awfully nice. Magesworn, I mean, Agrocast is pretty much phased out. Thankfully...
No.
Thankfully, Spell Highs phasing out a bit thanks to Finality Bath. Flawless Banner still definitely a concern, but I don't know. I don't know if Magesworn is as good as it was. It's still good. But we really don't want to be finding those Titans, and pretty much got the tribal thing going here now that we've got Ukenheart. We've got our Dispel. We've got plenty of opening plays with a bit of extra deck thin draw power in there, a touch of healing, good Dispel, AoE. Tiger, did I cut Tiger? Or is he? No, there it is. Okay, Tiger's there for pseudo removal, still good with Argion. So, I haven't played with Titan at all, simply because playing 7 mana minions without any ramp in your deck feels a bit risky versus Finality. We do have Mech as a very solid backup plan, and Finality Bath does have a bit of a tough time dealing with Mechazors too. We've got the full gambit of progression here. Lightbender helps there. If we ever get a Titan to stick, we'll be in good shape. Sunbreaker's pretty cool. I mean, Force Field in general is also good against Magmar. Just because it resists Rebuke. Like, you can BBS Sunbreaker or Chassis, and they'll have a really tough time, Chassis, dealing with it. The deck pretty much builds itself here, doesn't it? Let me look at the rest of... Well, just stuff we got in the new set here. See if there's anything I'm forgetting about. Alright, so... I mean, I suppose we could, run artifacts as well. Like, could run, good old... Regalia. But I may have to take Regalia over Tiger just because Regalia adds additional survivability and stops Ragnarok. Okay, yeah, let's get Regalia in here. Oh, I'm stuck in. Alright, so, I mean, that's the deck. It pretty well builds itself. Like, cram in all the mech progression units, add your Titan, then add some extra draw power, bit of healing, bit of survivability, bit of AoE into spell, and there's your deck. It should be able to stand up decently against finality. Like if you're player 2, you can get your Titans. You've got several cycles, so you can find them consistently. Finality has a tough time dealing with Mechazor in general. You've got a little bit of an answer for everything, so it's solid. We'll go give it a whirl here. Oh, hold on. Before I play Lionar, let me restart my client really quick here so I can spice things up just a tiny bit. I have a skin that Quasi-Quimby made for me that looks really fancy and pretty. And I haven't put it back in since the latest expansion. At least I think it was him that did it. Alright, it'll take me just a moment to dig it up here. Alright, here we are. Just a little longer here. Should be worth it. It'll be worth it. The main reason I don't play Lionar is because I'm an Abyssian main and I don't like their holier-than-thou paladin archetype. But if we turn them into Death Knights, it changes things a little bit. Oh, it's going to make me download them. Well, shouldn't take long. Well, I'll go ahead and queue up for a game while I'm still getting that to work, so I don't keep you guys waiting too long here. Alright, I call it Voltron because I made a Mechazor thread a while ago, and I gave everybody an interesting name. Familiar with the show Voltron, which is a, mech anime. The pilots are called Paladins, and Lionar are totally Paladins, so makes sense.
Vanguard versus Lionel.
Alright, so we've got our Titan, that's good. I mean, it's a little early for him, but you definitely want to find him. But since we have our Titan, let's go ahead and... Alright, we're against Kara, so AoE will be important. But we do want to start build progression pretty quick here, so... I think I'm actually going to... because I want to open with build progression. I've got my Titan, so I don't really need draw, I just need to find build progression. Lightbender could also be important, since...
No.
Bender could also be important in case he's running walls. Well, just contesting both globes, making him have to really risk his Circulus if he wants to take that globe. Well, looks like Arcanist then. So, dang, this is all pretty important. I don't want to spend Bender just on... Well, here's what I'll do. I'm just going to play the Sunbreaker and hope it lives. There's a pretty good chance it won't, but it does. We'll clean up this field pretty nicely. Well, he is getting at least some of it out of Tempest range. But I can dispel. Ooh, boy. Well, that's going to be pretty hard to recover from. That's a little brutal here. And so I can dispel a couple things. Well, looks like I need to just dispel that since I no longer have AoE. I'll just not use that this turn, and I'll start working on clearing these off. Yeah, it does seem that way. I'm pretty much dead here. Yeah, oh, that happens. Can't win them all. Well, even with Scintilla healing, I'm super dead here. Well, so is that enough Titan Lionar for you? Are there any other requests? Let's see here. What do I actually want to do right now? So, obviously I can play more of my various Abyss decks that I've been highlighting today. Let's see, what's my favorite deck from the list? Ooh, it's a tough choice, but I mean, probably this one, if nothing else than just for the nostalgic factor. Or, well, actually, let me play this, because I really like this deck. It's a lot of fun. Since we were just playing a mech deck, let's go ahead and play the Abyssian version of mech. I did. It was on my previous thread, and I did a bit of streaming for it already, but it's a lot of fun.
Abyssian versus Vanguard.
Okay, so Vanguard, well, we definitely don't need 2 books, and we probably don't need a lure this early on. Let's start digging for mech bits. Oh, hey, well, we've got a big part of our combo here. I'm gonna just get rid of the Grimoire because, yeah, there we go. That's good. I'm airdropping it there because it gives me access to the globe and denies it from her.
No.
I'm going to take the globe with cannon, since it is relatively safe there, and then use the spear to clear that. The rest of my hand I'm pretty happy with. We'll see what we draw here. Don't need 2 of those, that's for sure. Oh. Thunderhorn. Alright, don't need 2 metal tooths. Take the globes, prepping a ritual banish here. Working at progressing our game plan here. Probably should have used my BBS before moving, but, well, no, because I really wanted to be able to pick up that globe, so either way, that was what was going to happen. Concealing Shroud seems a bit early. Oh, okay, he's using it with so that makes sense. Huh. He's given up awfully early there, but alright. Oh, it was Nicolarin, too. Surprised he gave in so easy. Well, that wasn't any fun. I didn't get to do Mechazor or Abomination, or preferably both.
Vanguard
Let's get another one in here.
Abyssian.
Alright, don't need 2 Metal Tooth. Looks like, but the rest of that I want. What? Okay.
Victory.
Guess let's try this again.
Magmar versus Abyssian.
Alright, another familiar face here, but lots of mech progression, always good. Okay, so we're up against Magmar, so Grimoire is pretty important, and the rest of that's, well, good stuff. Alright, young Slithar. Build progress, tis the plan. And we've got backups too. Probably throw on Grimoire Helm next turn here. Just to get defensive. I'd like to start looking for a Metal Tooth to pair with Unbirth, but all of this is too good to pass up here. Okay, cleaned up the field. So I'll go ahead and go for that Grimoire plan here. I'll go ahead and contest both these globes and get a nice buff off of that egg. And I'm getting pretty close to Mechazor. Ooh, I got the Metal Tooth too. Nice! I may get a pretty fancy combo in soon. And for the most part, I can just use Grimoire really defensively here. Sunsteel. Definitely obnoxious. But I can just back off a bit here. Magmar has to come to you. They're pretty much helpless at range. So I will make them do that. I'm one mech short. Can replace one of these unbirths. If I'm really lucky, I can find a another helm for next turn, so that I can go helm to summon Mechazor, Metal Tooth, and Unbirth all at once for a massive, ridiculous burst. Plasma. Expected. Is not the... Gonna deny that globe. Don't want him getting finality this turn. Replicants are also not quite what I'm hoping for here, but it's alright. They will at least thin the deck out for us. There's my final mech piece. Yeah, so I can replace this replicant. Get Mechazor out. Keeping it somewhat close to me, that way again, I'm just making him come to me here. And I can now just make this Sunsteel Defender just go away. Clear this. Still have a bit of Grimoire left and develop the field. And then next turn I can do a crazy abhorrent unbirth turn. If he moves up to try to clear the chassis, I pretty much win from Grimoire. Rebuke doesn't do anything to Force Field. Plasma, that will survive and be his whole turn. Like, I'm in good shape. I mean, Mecantor would mess me up a little bit here, but... Finality is not really going to do much for him right now. I can swing twice here. So this should be fun. Look at that abomination! It has force field too. Oh, jeez. Finality didn't do much for him. It's got force field too. Like, you can't even kill it with rebuke or natural selection because of the Sunsteel Defender. Good times. It is really not hard to play around Vath's tools. Drogon almost forced a draw, though. I really have fun with the Abomination. It's so neat. I love its tooltip. What have we done? Well, I am running out of time pretty quick here, so if there are any requests left, get them in now. Deck nah? I don't quite understand what he's saying.
Abyssian versus
Oh, Sinpachi.
Abyssian.
Or Sinpainchi. Sinpainich. I don't know what his name is. Well, we came up against him pretty recently here, didn't we? Alright, so let's see. Okay, so Frenzy is good, mechs are good. No, this is all looking pretty good. I think I'm actually going to replace the Replicant. No, this is all good stuff. Alright. Globe, cycle. I'm still pretty happy with everything I got right now. Objurgator, interesting. I wonder what he's playing. So I could Grimoire this turn. It's not a terrible option. It's not a great one either. I think I'm going to, just because that'll set me up for the Chakram turn next and let me contest this globe. Replace that Replicant first, because there's a good chance he can break my artifact. Be a little sad, but that's okay. If he breaks my artifact, that's what he spent his turn doing, and then I can follow it up with the Chakram. Oh, got almost full Mechazor bar here. Oh, he's Arcanist. Okay, that makes sense. Wait. Oh, he played a Void Pulse. That's how he did it. Okay, but that's okay, as my plan is still going to according to plan. Clean up his field nicely. I've got most of Mechazor in hand here. Ooh, Metal Tooth and Chakram's also fun. Alright, so going to drop the wings here, which will keep that Wraithling from getting to me. And now I can play my Chakram to clean all this up. Oh, that's not on a friendly tile. Well, that sucks, but that's okay. And then I can just keep developing that Chakram here. Ooh, and there's an Unbirthed, too. If he doesn't clear that Metal Tooth, I'm going to punish him for it really hard. Oh, I suppose I should have played that Wraithling here to keep that illusion from getting into my face, but that's alright. This way, my face is a bait to keep Metal Tooth safe, so... Oh, he left the Metal Tooth! He left them. Oh, that was a huge, huge mistake. Oh. I think I might even have game. Because yes, all that attack buff from Chakram counts. Oh god, how big is it? Oh, look at it! Oh boy. He has made a mistake. Oh, I love this deck. Alright, well I think I have time for one more and then I gotta head out. very quiet on the stream today. Had a couple viewers here since pretty much the start, but
versus Abyssian.
not a whole lot of chatting going on. I mean, I guess we had a bit early on, but right, the two talkative folks are no longer present. Alright, well, let's see here. So, got Unbirth and lots of mech. I think I'll call that good. Open with the can. Oh, actually, screwed up. And then usually I like to go take the globe with helm and play the cannon, but I got ahead of myself there. Yeah. Well, at least you didn't get real use out of the globe, so this is fine. Would have very much liked to have done that play though, but it is what it is. At this point, I'm just going to deny the globes from him, just so he can't have them. This deck doesn't really have any healing, so I tend to avoid going face. Only one short on that mech. Deal this. Interesting. Alright, well, let's see if we can find ourselves. Ooh, there we go. Alright, super early mech. I'll take it. And I even can fit my VBS in there. Limit mobility. I've got my abhorrent, so I'm just because I have both. I mean, abhorrent, grimoire, and chakram give me a lot of motivation to not really cash in my field. So I'm just gonna hang tight, play defensive. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is a fun one. So equip grimoire and then abhorrent Unbirth, even without the rush. That is a lot of cool stuff. We'll see what happens here. Especially because he picks up all the keywords from Mechazor. And since he dispelled the Mechazor, all the more reason for me to reuse its stats over here. Although I'd very much prefer to be able to find Rush at the same time. I hate replacing cycles, but I'm going to go for it. Oh! Well, I'm happy with that. Let's cash in a little bit here. And we will have both ranged and rush on this abomination. And we'll likely die to punish, but that's okay. Huh, he's trying... What? Guess he accidentally dispelled that. Okay, he's just giving up. Okay, guess he didn't have the punish. No, I like that abomination is just sort of a build your own mech. But that is all I really have time for today. Thanks to everyone that stopped by. Small crowd today, but that's alright. I will see you all next time. Pretty good run today. Well, this is Death Advocate signing out.